So Prospero was explaining the qualities of Caliban, and Ariel was able to identify him, and he said, yes, he is speaking about Caliban. Then Prospero adds, saying that a dull thing, I say so, he that Caliban, whom now I keep in service. So speaking of Caliban, it does not have a good opinion. So when Ariel identified Caliban, Prospero adds, saying he is a dull thing, that is Caliban. I say so, he, that Caliban, whom now I keep in service. The rest of it is continuing in the conversation. So in between, this thing is coming. Now the rest of it is Prospero speaking to Ariel. He is telling Ariel, thou best knowest what torment I did find thee in. We were already told that Ariel was in the hollow of the pine tree, and he was groaning. The groan could be heard everywhere. And when Prospero heard this, thou best knowest what torment I did find thee in. Torment is great pain, physical pain or suffering. That is a torment. So, do you remember the kind of torment I find you in? Thy groans did make wolves howl and penetrate the breasts of ever-angry bears. So, gives two examples or two references to speak about the kind of groan, the kind of pain Ariel was going through. He says, thy groans, whose groans? Ariel's groans, did make wolves howl. You know, wolves are very courageous beings, very courageous animals. They don't get frightened so easily. But the groan of Ariel from the pine tree was so disturbing. They got scared and they were howling. And penetrate the breasts of ever-angry bears. Penetrate means when something penetrates, you will feel sorry for something. Ever-angry bears. Bears are supposed to be ever-angry means always angry. They don't feel for the other. Bears are cruel beings, cruel animals. They don't feel pity for anybody. But the groan of Ariel was such, when they heard it, they felt pity for Ariel. So this is to qualify or just to say what kind of torment he was undergoing. One is that of wolves, wolves which heard the groan of Ariel. They were howling, and the bears which are very hard-hearted, they felt pity for Ariel. It was a torment to lay upon the damned, which Sycorax could not again undo. It was a torment to lay upon the damned, which Sycorax could not again undo. Why this? Why he had to suffer like this? Because Sycorax died and she could not deliver Ariel from the punishment. It was mine art. You remember art? This is my art. Please lie there. Magic. Art is magic. It was mine art. It was through my magic. When I arrived and heard thee, that made gape the pine and let thee out. Gape means open. He was imprisoned inside the pine. Prospero, when he heard the groans of Ariel, using his magic, opened the pine tree and released Ariel from it. When I arrived and heard thee, that made gape the pine and let thee out. So I think it's clear. We'll proceed. Ariel, I thank thee, Master. Ariel says, I'm very thankful to you for this. Prospero, if thou murmurest, I will rend an oak and peg thee in his knotty entrails till thou hast howled away 20 winters. So now Prospero is frightening Ariel, is warning him, giving him very strict warnings. When Prospero was told by Ariel, thank you very much for saving me, Prospero replies, if thou murmurest, what is meaning of murmur? Murmur means to speak in a low voice. Speak in a low voice. Suppose the teacher asks the students, tomorrow is Sunday, still we will have a class. Sunday is supposed to be a holiday, but we will have a special classes. What will be the immediate reaction of students? They will turn to one another and say, you will be murmuring, why this class now? Why this stupid teacher? Why does he arrange classes? Or why does he arrange class? So you'll be murmuring in a low voice. That's murmuring. So here murmuring is complaining. Normally murmuring is a complaining. If thou murmurest, that is, if you make any more complaints, I will rend an oak. I will rend an oak and peg thee in his knotty entrails. Rend means tear open. You already tore open the pine and saved him once upon a time. If you are going to complain again, what will I do? I will open up another pine and imprison you. How will I do it? And peg thee in his knotty entrails. Peg means tie, fasten or tie. Tie thee in his knotty entrails. Knotty is full of knots. Knots means, you know what is knotty. This is a knot. These are knots. So this is knot. So if you are taking a rope, you have to put a knot. Okay, knot means you tie. So that is a knot. So knotty entrails is a reference to roots. So biology students will be familiar with the word entrails. Entrails are intestines, the innermost part of the body. What is inside the stomach? That is entrails. So what is inside the mud? That is root. The trees underneath the mud trees have got roots. So in reference to root. So I will tie you to the roots of the pine tree. Sycorax only kept you inside. She opened up the pine tree and imprisoned you inside the pine tree. But I will open up the pine tree, imprison you inside, and tie you to the roots of the pine tree. That means you can never escape if you complain. Till thou hast howled away 12 winters. You already spent 12 years. 12 winters is 12 years. So already you spent 12 years inside. You know what it means. How difficult it is. If you are going to complain, same punishment will be repeated with more severity, more hard things. That is, he will be fastened, he will be tied to the roots of the pine tree. Ariel, pardon, master. I will be correspondent to command. Correspondent here means I will be disposed to obedience. I shall obey you. I shall obey you. Whatever you say, I shall do it. Pardon, master, I will be correspondent to command and do my spiriting gently. Spiriting is activities of the spirit. Activities of the spirit. That is, whatever you command, I will obediently do it without making any complaints. Prospero, do so, and after 2 days I will discharge thee. Do so, and after 3 days, 2 days I will discharge you. This drama keeps up the time. It's a very short time. The drama is done, or the whole thing is performed within very short time. Short time. Though the entire event is for many years, that is only told to us through the story. So the drama takes place within few days. Ariel. Do so, and after 2 days I will discharge thee. Discharge means I will free you. Ariel. That is my noble master. What shall I do? Say what? What shall I do? That means command. I am at your disposal, ready to do anything. Please tell me what to do, and it will be done. Prospero. Go make thyself like a nymph. 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 What is a nymph, or who is a nymph? A nymph is a mythological spirit. A mythology, according to mythology or mythology. A mythological spirit, spirit of the nature. It's a spirit of the nature. Mythological spirit of the nature. Supposed to be in the shape of a woman, having the shape of a woman. It can live in the water or among the woods or other locations. A nymph can live either in the water or in the woods or anywhere else. That's why we have different nymphs, like sea nymph is there, water nymph, wood nymph, wood nymph. That is just to give you some information. So nymphs are imagined spirits, beings in the shape of a woman, which lives either in the water or on the land. So now he is saying, take thyself, go make thyself a nymph on the sea. That means a water nymph. What do you call in Hindi? Apsaras. Apsaras. Must have heard the word Apsaras. Apsaras are nymphs. Apsaras are men are distracted, or men are being attracted by Apsaras, and sometimes they deceive you. Men will be deceived by beautiful spirits in the shape of women. That's Apsaras. Okay. Go make thyself like a nymph on the sea. Be subject to no sight but thine and mine. Be subject to no sight but thine and mine. That means you should not be seen to anybody except myself and yourself. Of course, Ariel will be able to see. Ariel And Ariel will be seen only by Prospero, nobody else. He should be hidden from everybody else. Invisible to every eyeball else. Go take this shape and hither come in it. Hither come in it. In it means in the dress or attire of the nymph. Go and change yourself as a nymph and come as a nymph back here. Go hence with diligence. Diligence is attentiveness. Go with diligence. That is attentiveness. Exit Ariel. Ariel goes off. Awake, dear heart, awake, thou hast slept well, awake. Now this is said by Prospero to Miranda. Ariel has gone out. He has gone to change himself into a nymph. So meanwhile, Prospero wakes up his daughter Miranda. Wake, dear heart, awake. Thou hast slept well, awake. You remember that just before the coming of Ariel, Miranda has been put to sleep using charm, magic of the father. Now, his business with Ariel is over. So he wakes up Miranda. Miranda waking, she gets up. The strangeness of your story put heaviness in me. The strangeness of your story has put heaviness in me. The story was so strange that has put sleepiness in me. Miranda is saying, oh, your story was so strange that it made me to sleep. Prospero, shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off what? Shake off the sleep. Come on, get up. Enough for sleeping. Okay, shake it off. We will visit Caliban, my slave, who never yields us kind answer. Okay, now we get up, get ready. We shall go and visit Caliban. We will visit Caliban, my slave, who never yields us kind answer. Here yields means gives. Trees yield fruits. Trees give fruits. Another yield is to surrender. That's a different meaning. Here yield means to give. Who never yields us kind answer. Who never gives us kind answer. That is, he is never pleasant. He is never pleasant. He is always very nasty, impolite in his reply. Miranda is a villain. Sir, I do not love to look on. He's a villain, sir. That thing, Caliban, on. He's a villain. I don't even like to look at him. Prospero. But as it is, we cannot miss him. He does make our fire, fetch in our wood, and serves in offices that profit us. What? O slave Caliban, thou earth, thou speak. So now, Prospero tells his daughter, Miranda, it is true that we don't like him. He is a villain, he is impolite, but we cannot manage without him. His services are very much needed. We cannot miss him. That is, we cannot do without him. He does make our fire. You know that fire is needed. Fire is here firewood. Fire is needed not only for cooking. In cold countries, they need fire to keep themselves warm. You remember Prospero speaking about Ariel is finding it difficult to walk around in the land which has frozen, land which is frozen. It is so cold. It is so cold and everything is freezing below 0 degree. Below 0 degree, much below 0 degree. So they need to have a fireplace. Fireplace is they bring the firewood and keep in the inside. Normally there is a place called fireplace where people sit around the fire and warm themselves. In all the European countries and other countries where it is very cold, they should have a fireplace to keep themselves warm. So for that you need a lot of wood. That wood is being collected by Caliban. So Prospero says, we cannot do without him. He does make our fire, fetching our wood, and serves in offices that profit us. Here profit means benefit us. So he does a lot of work for us, not only making the fire, bringing the wood, and so much of our office work is being done by Caliban. So we cannot do away with Caliban. We need him. Then he is calling out Caliban. What was name Caliban? Thou earth, thou speak. Here earth means thou piece of dirt. Thou piece of dirt. Mitti. Mitti. Thou piece of dirt. Where are you? Come. Caliban. Within. So Caliban is able to hear the call of Prospero and he is telling to himself, there is wood enough within. There is wood enough within. Don't shout. Why do you shout? Why do you call me out? So which means often Caliban is called only when they run short of food. So Caliban is saying, why do you call me? There is sufficient wood is there. You go and sit there and warm yourself. Don't call me. That's a meaning. Caliban within, there is wood enough within. Prospero, come forth, I say, there is other business for thee. Come forth means come and appear. Come here. I have some other business for you. Business is a task. There is some other work I want to give you. Come thou Tertius. So the word T-O-R-T-O-I-S-E is pronounced either you can pronounce it as a tortoise. Tortoise, or you can pronounce as tortoise. Tortoise or tortoise. So tortoise is the right pronunciation. Come thou tortoise. How does a tortoise move? It moves very slowly. Tortoise moves very slowly. So when we say thou tortoise, is calling him a tortoise means you are as slow as a tortoise. My quaint, thou tortoise, when slow moving, how long will you take? How long will I wait for you? How long should I wait for you? That's the meaning of it. Come, thou tortoise, you are so slow moving. How long should I wait for you? Meanwhile, re-enter Ariel like a water nymph. Re-enter Ariel like a water nymph. So Prospero looks at Ariel and he says, fine apparition, my quaint Ariel, hark in thine ear. Fine apparition. Apparition means appearance. Here it is appearance is spirit. Fine apparition, fine spirit. See, he has asked to go and dress himself or change himself into a nymph. So apparition. The apparition means the figure that is seen. So now he is in the form of a nymph. And Prospero looks at him and says, excellent, well dressed up. You have transformed yourself into a nymph. Very good. My quaint Ariel, quaint means clever. So Prospero has always great respect for Ariel. My clever Ariel, hark in thine ear. Hark in the ear means I have a word in your ear. That come here, I want to tell you something. So he says something in the ear of Ariel. Why does he do that? Because he does not want Aves to hear that. He does not want Miranda to hear it. Also, he does not want Caliban to hear it. So he says, come here, I have something to tell you.